Hello and welcome back. I am Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's play some more of our tutorial campaign with FilthyRobot. How's it going?
I'm doing well.
Okay. Oh, good to hear. So we finished our colony. It gave us 1 prestige. It's pretty cool.
That's excellent. That's why we did it, right? Was the 1 prestige?
Yeah. We have a territorial core now in Anticosti. And that's basically the half core. Notice how we didn't have to pay any admin points for it.
Okay.
Creating a colony gives you a territorial core for free. We do still have to pay to make it a full-on core if we want to. Yep. We'd have to make it into a state for that, which we're not going to do because we're expecting this to turn into a colonial nation.
That's I haven't seen Colonial Nations yet. Yeah, that'll be helpful to hear. Yeah.
That'll happen when we have 5 territories in a colonial region, which is a map mode. You go to the geographical map modes, colonial and trade regions, you can see that we're colonizing in colonial Canada.
So we need to do Tendesac and Innu.
Yeah, I would head toward, you want a province... Yeah, I would probably look at that. Norway's colonizing Stadakona. What a bastard. You want to colonize provinces that are adjacent to what we have?
Mm-hmm. We have to. If we need 5 in a region. Well, if you look at that region map mode, there's only 5 in this region.
Nope, it's not true. Colonial and trade regions. Colonial Canada is massive.
Wait, I have. Are you using something different? I'm using the region map mode.
Not region.
Oh my god.
Further down in that list, colonial and trade regions.
Oh, don't be an ass. All right.
I'm not. I'm being specific.
No, I mean not what you were saying. I mean we have a region map mode and a colonial region map mode. Really?
Yes.
Really?
Colonial region is what determines colonial nations. That's like the whole reason it exists.
All right. So there's a lot more colonial region. Yeah. Okay.
So, for example, you could colonize Micmac right now, which isn't adjacent to our existing colonies, and we would miss out on the...
Oh, they took our stupid estuary.
Yeah, that's where we were heading toward. So perhaps we should colonize Tadusac, so we have adjacency to Stadakona, whatever the hell it's called, and we could just attack Norway to get our final province in this region.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's do it. So I'm going to click on that and click send.
Okay, sounds good.
Send.
Now, they reversed it recently. It used to be that colonists did better the bigger a colony was. Now they do better the smaller a colony is. However, if you were pinched for money, you would probably want to send to Tadusac. Once the colony is begun, retract and resend to Mingan, which is the next largest, so that it finishes sooner, and you can, you want to continue colonizing, but you want to have fewer colonies so that we're not paying quite so much.
Right. You're going to show me tariffs at some point, right?
Yes, that'll happen when we get our colonial nation.
Cool. Is that only a colonial nation thing? It's not for just... Because I have colonies in the game, but no colonial nation.
Colonial nations pay tariffs instead of vassal tax.
Okay.
If you go to the subject screen, you can see colony income and vassal income. Colony income is strictly colonial nations.
Okay.
All right, so we got Picardy. Looks like, are you wanting to control these armies at all?
I am not at all interested in controlling those armies.
Okay, I would be interested in canceling these condottieri if we could.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm actually not 100% sure. Yeah, I don't know if that whole army contributed or not.
Yeah, it's a bit confusing.
So we're not at war with Burgundy ourselves, but we have military access to them due to the condottieri agreement.
For all of our troops, or just the condottieri ones?
Condottieri only.
Condottieri.
But I'm assuming somebody has military access. Yeah, we have huge amounts of military access. Who's the war leader?
The war leader is
Palatine.
British. Okay, it's Palatine.
Okay, so Austria's the emperor.
I must say, it did feel a little silly sometimes, the open borders in Europe. Like, I was fighting this campaign, and I got pulled into a war when my allies went to war with the Ottomans. And the Ottomans took all of their army, walked all the way across Europe, I was playing as Brandenburg, and just started sieging me, while ignoring everybody in between me and them, ignoring all the land they were losing, ignoring all of my allies' armies in their land, and they could just walk up to me and wander around Europe with no problem whatsoever, which I thought was ridiculous.
Were you the emperor?
No.
Was the emperor in the war?
Yes.
That's why. If the emperor is ever at war, then every single province that's part of the HRE is you have military access through. The emperor always has military access to the entire HRE while at war, and if he has access, he gives it to everyone else.
It's really ridiculous.
So that, coupled with the fact that the AI cheats a little bit and will walk through provinces that they shouldn't, and they ignore zone of control, makes it so that all the little HRE provinces with forts don't restrict anything.
Oh, I was supposed to ask you. My viewer suggested I asked you about the Brandenburg fort tile. like not doing zonal control correctly. It got me stack wiped.
Yeah, it was this expansion. I specifically played a campaign to try out the new Prussia monarchy, and I flipped shit. I was so angry because the AI flat out cheated right in front of my face, and
yeah, it's annoying when they don't play by the same rule set.
Yeah, they're working on it in theory. They always say they are. I don't know if I believe them or not, but that's what they say. I mean, relative strength. I mean, have you gotten used to having the ability to size up the armies in single player? I hate not having this. This information is hidden in multiplayer. I hate that.
I tend to look ahead of time, not generally after. Like, I mean, I do occasionally look after, but it doesn't seem all that relevant. It always feels like...
I mean, like, not looking in the ledger, but if you click on the...
No, I know what you're talking about. I know that it's hidden and you can't see it.
But it's useful to, like, just know, like, at a glance, because all the nations, I don't want to go add them all up. There's so many.
Yeah.
But if I could just see, like, you know, are we at twice their strength, half their strength? Like, what's the relative strength?
Right.
Easiest way to do it, even in multiplayer, is you right-click on the war leader and hover over their enthusiasm and see what relative strength of the alliance modifier is to enthusiasm. It's -10, so we have a bigger army. Our nation, our coalition force is larger than theirs. How much bigger? No clue. But it is bigger.
Yeah.
If it was smaller, their number would be bigger. It would be positive.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
It is kind of tedious fighting the coalition wars. I mean, that may be the number one reason not to aggressively expand way past your limit.
Yeah.
It's because it's just a lot of fucking fighting for nothing.
We wouldn't have done it if you hadn't asked for a big war.
No, it's cool. It was good to see.
It's definitely a very slow... It's a big, big hurdle to deal with these coalitions. How close are we, by the way, to actually getting rid of this?
Let's look at the coalition map mode. -100.
Yeah.
Not very close. I did learn something that I don't know if you told me and I forgot, or I'm sure you know, but I mean, it was interesting to me, which is that if you can get the relationship of anyone in a coalition to you over +50 to you, they'll leave it after a certain time period. And I don't know if that's based on their AE as well or not, but that was really useful. It gave me something to do with fucking diplomats, which was to go send them a diplomat, go talk our way out of the coalition, which was great.
Yep. That's a completely separate factor. Okay, I don't like the Burgundy movement. Where's he going? It's a completely different thing than the 50 aggressive expansion number.
Mm-hmm. I know the 50 relations. The relations with them.
If you're above 50 opinion, then they can leave the coalition. But generally, you also still need to get them below 50 aggressive expansion in order for them to consider it.
Okay.
However, the problem with coalitions is that they hate you. Why are we no longer hostile to Burgundy? Picardy pieced out of their war. They still have our condottieri, but they are no longer at war. So they're probably going to cancel that condottieri agreement in a moment.
Good.
So we'll just stay here. That's curious. So we occupy Burgundy. No, it's occupied by Florence right now. Okay. Gotcha.
Is there any way in a war to ask your subordinates in the war to give you occupied land?
They will automatically transfer anything that they don't want themselves. So asking them to give it to you, no. But they will transfer everything to you that they can't personally core or have no interest in.
Okay.
So, for example, like if Portugal was in the war and he occupied the provinces adjacent to him, he would retain occupation.
Okay.
Now, you can freely give control to a vassal, and actually, you know what? Maybe I'm wrong. I think you can actually, as of the last patch, you can give control to a vassal. For example, if we occupy something, let's find something we control. We control... You see the fort of Elsass?
No.
In the Palatinate?
I don't know where the Palatinate is yet. Let's go look for it.
Press F, spelled E-L-S-S. Sorry, E-L-S-A-S-S.
Yeah.
Elsass. So Venice, looks like Venice occupied Elsass force. They transferred control because they have no desire in the province.
Okay.
At the bottom of this province screen, there is a button. Not the bottom, it's kind of on the right, upper middle, occupied by you. Mm-hmm. There's a button, click to transfer control of the province to a war ally.
Yep.
In this list, you'll find our vassal, Galicia.
Yep.
If you give it to a vassal, which I'm going to do right now,
okay,
you can freely click it again and transfer it to us. You can give it back to us.
Yeah, but between the vassal and us, but not between anyone else in the alliance.
As far as I know, I don't really want to test it, but well, actually, it doesn't matter. We don't need the province. But here's the advantage to doing it: if you give control of a fort to an AI, they'll pay the maintenance for you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So we don't really want to pay for Elsass. Let's give it to France and just test it.
Yeah.
And now the button's gone. No, we cannot revoke control. But he might try to transfer it back to us because he doesn't want it, and he just did.
All right, so let's give it to our vassals. We don't pay for it.
Yeah, let's make him pay for it.
Yeah.
Silly, filthy little vassal. One reason why you want to do that, by the way, is because AI is stupid and they don't spend money appropriately. They'll build the wrong buildings. And when you integrate a vassal, you do not get their monarch points, you do not get their manpower, you do not get their treasury. The only things that you get their troops. They execute all their generals for reasons. They execute all the manpower and sailors, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
but the treasury,
we wouldn't take the
points,
sailors if it was offered. Quite honestly,
are gone, but the ships and the troops do come. So for that reason, it makes sense to transfer control to your vassals because you're not going to get the money anyway. You might as well just have him pay for it. And if he goes into debt, you can always send him some money if he needs it.
Okay.
Basically, milk the crap out of your vassals just like you milk the crap out of your allies.
Yep. So I want to force march one of your stacks over here. Do we not have that yet? We don't have it?
We're about to. One more level of admin.
Holy shit.
Admin Tech 15.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to fix this army here so that it's not oversized anymore.
People claim that I play too zoomed in, so when I don't have to do any troop movement, I can stay zoomed out and just watch all the things bounce around the screen.
Yeah, people say I do that too, though. They always want you to like look around the map more. It's difficult though because it's
a lot of things to do where you need to be doing things.
Yeah. I'm not the person to talk to. So.
I guess I could. Is Papal State in this war against us?
Most likely. No, they're not.
Right, we're going to improve relations with Papal State. Oh, there's no reason to do that. We're not Catholic anymore.
I mean, you could. I mean, it's something to do.
Yeah.
So, anyway, back to talking about coalitions. One of the disadvantages to improving relations with coalitions is that they hate you already. And so because they hate you, the lower a nation's opinion is of you, like the farther from zero it is, the harder it is to improve relations over time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a chicken and the egg type thing. Like, you want to improve relations with them, but it's really hard to improve relations with them because they hate you. Mm-hmm. So you kind of want to nip it in the bud, right? As they start to hate you, as you start to aggressively expand, immediately improve relations. Great. Accidentally going to fight this army.
I am struggling to keep track of the various ways that you can interact with aggressive expansion. So in this game, in this Brandenburg playthrough that I'm doing, which I'm really enjoying, I want to talk about this briefly.
Sure.
I've taken a number of idea groups designed to let me aggressively expand more aggressively. And there's two factors that go into this, right, for aggressive expansion. One is the rate of decay of aggressive expansion, and the other is the amount of aggressive expansion you take when you're taking territory at that moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what are those two based off of? Because I never keep those straight. I cannot seem to keep those straight.
Okay, press F1.
Yeah.
Go to the second tab, or shortcut key 2.
Okay.
Press the M key to open up your country modifiers. Top right corner, there's a button. You can just press M. That's a default vanilla keybind. But there's two numbers in this big, huge list. This is a big summary list of all the things that affect your country. You can hover over every single one to get a tooltip. It is. The two that matter, the only two you need to care about right now are aggressive expansion impact.
Which is the first one.
And improve relations.
That's the one that always fucks with my head. Because improve relations is not diplomatic relations plus 1. Right? So you get that one that
would be relationship slots, which is actually a modifier, I think.
Okay.
You can increase the number of relationship slots that you have.
Okay, so I'm looking at improve relations.
All right.
It says overextension minus 8%.
I've just lost it. Where was it?
About quarter of the way down, maybe.
So yeah, being overextended reduces your ability to improve relations. Having more royal marriages, every royal marriage increases your relations by plus 1%.
Okay.
Having high prestige, you'll notice, again, the going trend most of the campaign for me was to try to keep our prestige high. Okay. We wanted morale of armies, and we wanted better relations over time. I call it better relations over time because up until this patch, there were two separate modifiers. There was improve relations, and there was better relations over time. Improve relations only affected your ability to diplomatically improve relations, which made sense. Better relations over time was how quickly things decayed. Negative status modifiers would come back.
They cooked it into 1.
They cooked it into 1, which is really good, actually, because they buffed the shit out of the diplomat that gives plus 20% improved relations. He used to be plus 20% better relations over time, and now he is both. So not only does he make your opinion come back for doing bad things, but he also helps you to improve relations with nations that you're just trying to improve relations with.
So this thing here, the thing that says improve relations plus 31.6%, this is simultaneously how quickly we can bring someone's opinion up, although not the cap on that, and some modifier in here that is not listed somewhere with the rate of decay on aggressive expansion.
No, okay. The decay rate for aggressive expansion is 2 per year. That is the default decay rate.
Yes.
You just need to just internalize that. Just know that. Okay. Every opinion modifier that there is has a default decay rate. Certain ones are going to be faster than others. Like if you break an alliance, it's like 5 per year, I think. If you dishonor an alliance, it's some number per year. I don't know what it is, but whatever it is, it doesn't even really matter. Just know that aggressive expansion is 2 per year.
Okay.
Because we have plus 31.6% improved relations, when you right-click on any nation right now that has aggressive expansion, you'll see it's coming back at 2.6, which is 30% higher than 2 because of the improved relations. It's rounding to the nearest 10th.
Okay, so I have Burgundy selected. I'm looking at aggressive expansion. I see minus 2.6 yearly. Okay.
Yep. And unlawful territory is, I'm looking at Trier. We took land in the Empire. It's at -9. It's coming back at 1.3 because the default decay is 1, and we get plus 30%, so 1.3. So the 2 ways that you minimize aggressive expansion, number 1 is have high prestige, take the diplomatic reputation, or the diplomatic improve relations over time guy for your diplomatic advisor slot. Take idea groups that reduce your aggressive expansion impact as a separate thing. And that just reduces the actual aggressive expansion you incur when you do bad things.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Beyond that, use the right CB. Don't expand too much inside the HRE because there's an extra multiplier that's hidden for the amount of aggressive expansion that you get. Attacking and taking land that's in the HRE is just very, very aggressive. It's a difficult thing to do. You got to be very cautious while expanding inside the HRE.
Okay.
No point in expanding at all if you're going to just turn around and give it away.
Yeah, right.
I was just trying to pick up a goddamn leader for this other army, and they spawned a troop, and then they trained another troop on top of it. Now I'm annoyed. Anyway, I feel like you've really taken a back seat to this whole, commanding our armies thing.
Yeah, I don't mind it, but I don't. This is a little tedious. These coalition wars of it, like. And I'm doing a lot of commanding. So initially when we were playing, it was really helpful because I'm like, oh, I haven't done this before. But now I'm doing a lot of commanding of armies. So I'm kind of like, this is just more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really feel that. I had another question.
Yeah.
I just try to hit space for pause, but I don't need to pause for this. So if you can multitask, we can do this. How do I see the maximum amount of without sending a diplomat directly, how can I see how high a relationship how high an opinion of a country I can get them to have of me will go? Does that make sense? So
yes,
okay,
definitely, and I know exactly why you want to know. It's because of the missions that want to get you to 100 or whatever. Yeah, it's a great thing to know. And okay, I can run you through my mental thought process of like how I determine if I can obtain or succeed in the mission.
Okay.
So let's just say, for argument's sake, we have a mission to make the Papal State like us. Okay. That mission would never happen because they're not relevant to us in any way. But let's just say we had one. Can we get the Papal State's opinion of us to 100? Okay. So I hover over the -36.
Okay, and I can see already 16 of it is from improved relations. So we're only going to be able to get 84 more on that, right?
Correct. Okay. So I'm going to just do my breakdown and just speak it out.
Okay.
And you can try to hopefully remember how I've done it and do it yourself. So I know I can pick up 84 from improved relations. I know I can pick up, if I could obtain an alliance, that's plus 50. If I could obtain a royal marriage, that's plus 25. If I need to, I can give them a gift of gold. The gift of gold is going to depend on their income. But if I really need it, I can give them whatever the number is and get plus 25 from sending them a gift. If I really need it, I can get plus 15 from subsidizing them. That'll take time, though. It'll take about 1 to 2 years.
What is subsidizing? We've never talked about or done this in our campaign.
Scroll down to the economic actions subsection, and there is a button to give subsidies. You do recall at the very beginning of the campaign, France gave us war subsidies. Yes. That's what this interaction is.
Okay, and that gives how much?
It gives money. And depending on how much money you give relative to their actual annual income, it will increase how fast the opinion boost is earned. But the opinion boost caps at plus 15 opinion from subsidies.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do to increase it. It's just at most plus 15. The faster you need it to happen, the more money you give them to make it go quicker. But eventually you'll get there if you just give them like a ducat.
Okay.
So, again, that was 50 from alliance, 25 from royal marriage, 25 from a gift, 15 from subsidies, if they were interested in it, offering them military access is plus 10. Outside of that, you could, if you really had to do it, you could rival their rival, if it's allowed, if there's a suitable rival for you. Sharing rivalry gives you a ticking up to plus 20 enemy of enemy modifier.
Okay.
And beyond that, I can't think of anything else that comes to mind.
And everything you said is a positive modifier above and beyond the opinion influence you can do with the diplomat, correct?
Correct.
Capping at 200.
Yeah, we talked about the 84 first. Everything else was other things you can do.
Okay.
Now, 9 times out of 10...
So does that mean with a vassal, there's no point in doing any of those things because they're already going to be capped at 200 from improved relations? Or you could have enough negative modifiers that would you could still go above. Okay, got it.
Yeah, like if you really piss them off, then you might need to do some of those things.
Got it.
But normally, in most playthroughs, the improved relations cap being bumped up to 200 on vassals is enough to give you what you need.
Okay.
Notice how our vassal's built a little army for himself, by the way.
It's really cute. It's kind of like a good effort.
Yeah, he's trying. So yeah, those are the things you could do, and
He's even got diapers on. If you zoom real in, his pants are real saggy, and it looks like he's kind of wearing diapers.
Yeah. Well, we can make him a little bit stronger if you are not interested in his 0.32 ducats that he's giving us.
Oh wait, he's got the French flag and the Galician flag look really similar.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious. I was gonna say he has a lot of military, but no, that's France. Yep.
How about the beginning of the next episode? We talk about marches and we try to give Galicia some big boy pants.
I think that'd be excellent. I think he needs his big boy pants.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll put a cut in here then, and we'll be back same time, same place later on. It's actually not. I always say that, even though we're doing 2 a day, so it's never the same time, same place as the previous episode. But
if you think about it, if you only say that on your episodes or on my episodes, one or the other, it would be the same time, same place.
That's a great point. That's why I do it.
That's right.
I totally had logic this out before. I swear.
Perfect. See you guys soon.
See you in a bit.